Good evening, Barron fans. Welcome to a night of JV wrestling as we do have the Northeast 8 JV Super Duel going on tonight. We come to you a little late. We're here in the second period of the DeKalb Wrestlers' first match, and it looks like we may have a fall coming up. A little bit of technical difficulties to get started. Had to get everything reset. Early start time tonight anyway didn't help. However, this is Ryan Baker here with
Adam Snyder.
All right, so it's just two-man show tonight. So Adam's going to be running the camera and talking to me when he gets tired of listening to me talk to myself. But it looks like we are getting a pinfall for the Barons with 42 seconds to go in the second period. So Barons starting off right with the pinfall there. And look at that, just 2 minutes set up on the clock today. So yeah, like we said, this is the JV Super Duel, so teams look a little small. You know, each team has a few wrestlers that can wrestle for them. JV. This is kind of their last hurrah before sectionals. So a lot of the varsity kids are going to be working the table tonight, and probably won't be seeing any of these kids wrestling on Saturday.
So who do we got here wrestling for DeKalb? Can you tell her now? I can't tell.
I cannot tell. Let's look at these here. These are foot basketball. I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
we don't have any wrestling ones because they never hand them out.
We don't have any rosters tonight, but you know what? We're going to do our best.
Not sure what's going on here.
Yeah. Well, okay. So again, our varsity wrestlers are running the boards tonight. So if there are any issues, then we know who to blame.
Yeah.
Not going to be us.
Never.
Yeah. This is just a real fun one. You know, this meet is usually at Norwell. Back when I coached, this was always at Norwell. So it's actually really exciting to see it here at DeKalb. I used to have to drive to Norwell on school night, and we wouldn't get home until basically after 11.
Really? It lasts that long?
Oh, yeah. It's a little smaller now. There used to be 6 teams there.
Okay.
And it was everyone wrestled 2 or 3 match tournament.
But now there's only, 4?
Yep, now there's only 4. So we'll wrestle each team, and then we'll be done.
So not a super short night, but not a long night either.
Right. And that should be 6-0 score here. I believe he had the takedown and should have got some near fall as well. Hey everybody, Tucker's here. The world is safe.
Yep.
Tucker's on camera now. Now you guys don't have to listen to me talk to myself as much.
I can look at camera and this.
Yep. Oh, there's some near fall coming. Yeah, just transition over to that underhook, and we might see a fall. There's the fall. Barons 2-0 tonight.
Good job by the Barons there.
Yep. Referee Tyrone Wilson, who is an NCAA referee as well as an IHSAA referee.
Really?
Yep. Tyrone's been around wrestling for a very long time. He's one of the top refs in the state of Indiana.
It's always good to have good refs here and there.
Yeah, and then we have referee Jim Bopp on the red mat, who has also been around for a very long time and is also a very solid referee. So 2 good referees here tonight for the JV meet. And here we go. We have, I guess we don't have Josiah Alvarez coming up.
Maybe.
There's a little difference in the pairings.
Could it be, what do you mean by difference in pairings? Could it be weight class or?
Well, yeah, so you want to get together and pair your teams first. Now in like a varsity meet, you do a little showmanship and you can send out different wrestlers, and the coaches don't always know who's coming out. However, in JV, obviously you don't want to do that because they're not keeping team score. We're just letting the kids wrestle.
It's good experience, practice, that kind of thing.
Yeah. This is going to be Archer Benke.
Archer Benke.
For the Barons.
Isn't he going to JV State?
We had JV State. I guess JV State was last weekend. It was the first year for that. So
How'd he finish? Because I remember reading his name off in BTV as one of the advanced. We had 9 of them go.
I believe he went 0-2.
Man. I mean, making it that far is an accomplishment in its own.
Yeah, so JV State's new. So everyone had to qualify at JV regionals, or so we thought. Well, then we found out that if a kid was filling in for a varsity injury that week, then they were allowed to register that day.
Oh.
And Archer gets taken down hard to his back. He needed to get over to his stomach and minimize.
Keeping that shoulder up.
Yep.
Can't really get a good look.
He's pinned, so Barons lose their first one tonight. Anyway, so JV State was supposed to start at 10 a.m. They did not start until 12:30 because they were letting teams add kids late, and the brackets got massive. I believe they got home after 11 o'clock at night, and that was they left at 5:30 in the morning.
Where was it at?
Ben Davis High School.
Where's that at?
Indianapolis.
Wow, that's a far drive. That's a long day.
Yeah, and here's Josiah Alvarez. Well, the night before they had JV conference at Columbia City, or so they didn't get home until after 9:30.
Yeah, that's 2 long nights.
Yeah, so they had a pretty long weekend. So Alvarez, who is a senior for the Barons, on the mat, looking for his first takedown of the night. So Alvarez gets a takedown tonight. We had Maddox Kirkpatrick placed 3rd in state, and Ian Anderson, I believe, took 5th.
Okay.
So we had two state placers.
Good.
Down
I remember reading like 9 names off, and Archer Benning. How do you say his last name?
Benke.
That's one of the names I had a really, really hard time with saying on camera.
Yes.
I didn't want to mispronounce it.
Well, so and it gets kind of annoying, right? So DeKalb, we did the JV regionals, sent the kids that qualified. We had a few kids that were filling in for a tournament the week before at regionals and couldn't go to regionals, so we just assumed that they couldn't go.
Well, then come and find out they could have.
Yeah, but apparently it came out like the night before, and by that point, I mean, we were already had everything set up. And
if they weren't watching their weight, who knows if they would have made weight and everything like that.
Yeah, so we had a couple kids who probably could have wrestled at JV State, but did not.
Didn't end up going.
Yeah, but I do believe next year they want to run it like a whole state series where it's going to be you have to qualify, and if you can't qualify because you're filling in varsity, then you're not going to wrestle at JV State. Which, in my opinion, if you're wrestling varsity at all, you shouldn't be worried about JV State.
Yeah, I think that'd be different. That'd be definitely cool to see a whole state bracket like they do now for varsity.
Yeah. And so Alvarez is going to take his lead into the second. Score is 6-1.
They got how many periods again?
3.
3 periods.
And we're going to go neutral.
So was that Josiah's call, or was that I believe it's Belmont?
Yeah, I believe it was Josiah's call. However, conference last week, so we had a couple high placers at JV State, and at conference we had 2 conference champions and a conference runner-up.
Here we had Dominic Dunn was the runner-up. Brady Long was a conference champion in his weight class, and Drew Walden was
Drew Walden, his first action back first action of the season for Drew, comes out and wins conference.
What was he coming back from? What injury?
Was
something wrong with his ankle, right? It was his knee.
Well, he had he had an injury that kept him out for a while, and they just wanted to make sure that he was fully healed before he could make it back to the mat. So luckily, he was able to get cleared, and they got cleared in time to do a conference, and he's going to be able to wrestle at sectionals.
Good. Good luck to. Didn't a few other Barons make it out, or was it only conference champs and runner-ups?
No, so everyone makes it to sectionals. So we will should have a full lineup minus. I know injury concern at heavyweight is gonna. So we're not gonna have a heavyweight.
Yeah, with Owen Long, right?
Yeah.
Is he pretty much done for the season?
He is, from what I've been told.
Does he have? Is he having to have surgery on his back?
I don't believe so. I think he's fortunate enough to avoid that. But Almaraz with the fall.
Good fall there.
So Barons are 3-1 against Belmont. 3 pins to 1 pin.
Yeah.
And we're not keeping team score, but DeKalb would be winning this matchup right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, sectionals will be this Saturday at West Noble High School.
So then we're going to the next set of weight class.
Yep. Oh, it looks like that's going to end the meet against Belmont. Like we said, it's going to be quick meets tonight. That one took about not even 20 minutes once we got everything started and going.
Nice.
And it looks like Norwell's going to be even shorter, but our longest one of the night will be East Noble. So we'll have to see what we get there.
Are you here to work too?
There they are shaking hands.
So, Baker, you got are you going to sectionals this weekend?
Yeah, I do plan on going to sectionals. I will be probably arriving about an hour-ish after they start. I have, first thing, sectionals never starts on time.
It's one of those things that's never on time. It's always late for something.
Yeah. Now, regionals and semi-state, they're to the minute on time.
Really?
Sectionals,
if not early.
Well, because at sectionals, you can still have some change. You can still have bracket changes. Now, at regionals, there are no bracket regionals. That you can have alternates come. So, top 4 at sectionals, first, second, third, fourth, make it to regionals. 5th place becomes the regional alternate. So, if any of the 4 guys that place higher than you get injured, or miss weight, or have a skin condition, or get sick, or whatever, if for any reason they can't wrestle,
you're their backup.
Yeah, you get thrown in. So you still go to regionals. You have to make weight, and you have to sit there and wait to see if they call for an alternate.
So you kind of have to make weight all week, and you kind of just have to wait and see if you get a shot.
Yep. And so yeah, if you place 5th at sectionals, you're guaranteed to be the alternate. At regionals, first round, because 8 kids go to regionals, because we meet another sectional. The winners of the first round matches go to semi-state. So you have 1 round to make it to semi-state. If you win, you make it. If you lose, you're done. And then you wrestle.
That's a rough one.
Yeah, and then you have semifinals, and then you're either wrestling for first or second or third or fourth.
So once you win your first match, you're automatically in semi-state. You're just trying to wrestle to see if you can't win regional.
Better placement, yeah. So then what happens is, let's say you lose first round at regionals. You hope the kid that beats you wins regionals.
Why?
Because then you are the semi-state alternate.
Okay.
And I have seen multiple occasions where they have called alternates at weigh-ins.
Because he didn't make weight?
There was a kid from Muncie or Marion one year. He missed weight, and they called his alternate in, and the kid drove there from Wabash. And if anyone knows anything about semi-state, it takes probably 3 hours to get the first round done, because there are 8 matches per weight class. and there's 14 weight classes. So there are a lot of matches at semi-state.
Yeah.
And at semi-state, you got to win your first 2 matches to go to state. If you lose any of your first 2 matches, you're done.
Dang.
Looks like East Noble and Norwell should be finishing up soon.
That East Noble heavyweight is something.
Oh, yeah.
He was manhandling the kid from Norwell.
Mm-hmm. East Noble is a very good wrestling program. Kind of, feeds off their football team, and they're a very athletic school.
Yeah, I can tell.
So,
but
let's see who we get next.
How much clearance or pound do they get from their weight class at regionals and semi-state? Do they get any?
0. So
Zero?
You get the 2-pound allowance after, basically after Christmas. You get the 2-pound allowance. So let's say you're wrestling 195, you can weigh 197. But if you are 0.1 over, you are out.
So, but at regionals, if you wrestling 197, you have to weigh 197 or under within a certain limit. Otherwise, you drop weight classes.
Mm-hmm. You have to be heavy enough to wrestle it, and you have to be light enough. So you can't just throw anyone in. But no, it's it's tough.
I can believe it. That sounds rough because if you're 0.1 off. Mm-hmm. Is there things because I know I've seen people if you're 0.1 off, they start shaving hair.
Nope. So
you can't
new rules in Indiana. You have to weigh in with a singlet on. So you have to have your singlet on when you weigh in. You also, once you enter the weigh-in room, there's no food, no drinks, and no weight cutting allowed of any kind. So there's no activity allowed.
You can't put some type of sweatsuit on.
Yeah, you can't jump around or anything like that. You have to stand and wait and hope that you make it.
But most of the time, before you even go in the weigh-in room, you're weighing yourself and making sure you're around that weight. If not, then you can do certain stuff to see if you can't make weight.
Yeah, for the most part, we don't see. You won't see a lot of sectionals. You will see a lot of missed weight.
Really?
It happens every year for whatever reason. Kids come in at sectionals, and they're just 3 pounds over somehow. Happens all the time at sectionals. Typically at regionals, semi-state, and state, you don't miss weight. I have, like I said, we've seen kids get, disqualified for their weight, or, they have a skin rash and the referee doesn't clear them. Now the biggest difference would be, if you do have a skin rash, you can go to the doctor and get cleared. However, the officials do not have to let you wrestle. If they feel, now I've never seen it happen, but it is still an option. But I don't think I've ever heard of any missing weight at state.
See,
I'm sure it's happened, but
I remember because we had, I don't know if you know, when I played football, we had a coach. We called him Coach Jonesy. And I remember him telling us a story that he had a son. He made it, I think it was state, I believe. Semi-state or state. It was one of the bigger ones. And he comes home from practice, and they were going to throw him a big pizza party because he was going to be underweight. And they were going to throw a whole family get together to celebrate a little bit. And he came home from practice, and he was actually above the weight he was supposed to be. And he said one of the hardest part was having his son telling him that he couldn't eat and had to go in his room.
It happens. So we had a kid. This was many years ago. He, showed up to the morning of sectionals and was 3 pounds over. There's. The nice thing is he showed up early enough to start running.
Run.
Well, because that's what they'll tell you. They will tell you, if you show up and you're overweight, you are running until the bus leaves. So you just run around this balcony. 11 laps around the balcony is a mile, by the way. A lot of people don't know that. So yeah, you'll see a lot of kids running the balconies if you show up at 4:30 to 5:30 in the morning on a meet day.
You're kidding.
Yeah, because I mean, you run until the bus leaves. We will, the team will take your stuff to the bus, and it is not until the last kid is on the bus that they come up and get you. And you get a.
You're not allowed water. You're just run.
You don't get water.
You wear as much clothing as you brought, and you run.
Yep. You'll see a lot of times other kids are being like, "Here, take my leather jacket," and you're just,
here's a pair of sweats.
Yeah.
Here's another pair of shorts.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Here's a garbage bag. Here's a hoodie.
Well, you can't wear garbage bags. Garbage bags are against the rules.
Oh, you can't wear them anymore?
You can never wear them.
I thought they used to wear them like during practice and stuff.
You're not supposed to. Sweatsuits and garbage bags and saunas are not allowed for weight cutting.
Oh,
yep.
Did not know that one.
Yep. Now there is kind of saunas is kind of that back and forth argument of like technically a sauna is used for recovery and is healthy for you. So if you're using it as a recovery method
then
after a workout, then it's allowed.
But you can't just sit in there for 45 minutes because you got to cut weight.
Well, you also, if you go like to the sauna at the YMCA, you have to be 18 to use it. So you're supposed to be 18 to use it. I have.
I've used it and I'm not 18.
Well, you should be 18.
I'm only has somebody who's 18 always with me.
Yeah.
So I'll be all right. I'm not wrestling, so I don't need to like cut weight. So
we had a team in our sectional who is also here tonight. I don't want to name any names, but they had a kid who was always overweight, and he shows up to sectional, and they showed up at the last minute right before weigh-ins, and they tell this kid to go run. Mm-hmm. And I swear, they did everything they could do to delay weigh-ins for this kid to make it.
How do you delay weigh-ins?
Well, you kind of...
We can't find them.
You show up late, and you have your kids straggle to get in there. So you send in like one or two kids at a time.
Oh, we don't know that. He should be here.
Yeah. Well, that's basically what it was. They had to go find him. In my opinion, the referee should have said, nope, weigh-ins is closed. That kid is out. Mm-hmm. But he somehow made weight, and and it was all like it's a common tactic. So like we have at DeKalb, we do kind of the opposite. So coaches are usually here an hour to hour and a half before buses leave. So if you need to come run before the bus leaves, you can.
Like you weigh in that morning, and then if you're just a little bit overweight, they tell you run.
Mm-hmm. Basically. Now, something else, that we do is we like to get to wherever we're going 1 hour prior to weigh-ins.
That way, if somebody's still overweight, they can still continue to run.
Yes. So typically, if our kids are over, you'll see them running, doing sprints, whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's always funny because you get the younger kids, right? Because you get the freshmen and the sophomores who aren't quite used to this whole weigh-in thing. So they probably drank too much water the night before, or had a big dinner the night before, and they'll be like, "Oh, can I check my weight now?" It's like, no, you were overweight. You were going to do this until weigh-ins start.
That way, if you're underweight, you're underweight.
Yeah, it's like you've lost. It's one of those, you had lost your chance on that. Now that was the old coach. We now have a new coach under Coach Justin White, so I'm sure he's somewhat similar to that, but he holds kids accountable, so there's not a whole lot of weight problems anymore.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good.
I mean, you're still going to have your occasional freshman come in missing weight.
Well, that's like a freshman. He's new to this whole.
Well, there was a year the number one kid in state missed weight at sectionals.
What?
Yep, came in too heavy, and I don't even think he tried.
He kind of knew he was just too heavy, and there was nothing he could do.
Yeah, I mean, when you get to those 106-pound kids, like, if you're a 106-pound wrestler and you hit a growth spurt during the season, like, it may be impossible for you to hit 106 ever again.
Yeah. So, what are we? I'm not trying to mean, but what are we waiting on here?
So right now they're pairing teams. So this is what we're going to spend more time watching this than we are
actually watching wrestling.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's kind of kind of the downside about doing it this way is you spend a lot of time pairing teams. The upside is, you're going to wrestle a kid from each team, hopefully. I would much rather, put it in a bracket.
And just do bracket format.
Yeah, combine a couple weight classes so the brackets get big enough. That's kind of what they did. What they do at Norwell.
But it also, I'll admit, it probably helps the kids a little bit because then they get time to rest and recuperate. If something's bothering, they can ice it. Or if they're just, they're a little sluggish, they can wake up a little bit. It looks like they just came back with the pairings.
I mean, it used to be you had to wait an hour in between matches.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, there used to be a 1 hour time limit rule between matches. And there were times where, they had to take...
We'd be here for, 3 hours? So
easily.
It started at almost, 5:45? We wouldn't get out till, 6:15 or 5:45. We probably wouldn't even get out till we'd be lucky if we got done by 9 o'clock at the earliest.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Hold on. Hey.
All right, we're still looking at getting these pairings ready for the next round. Adam Snyder is working his magic on the computer right now, trying to get everything set up for us. Looks like the teams are getting warmed up. Looks like we're going to have Norwell versus Belmont and DeKalb versus East Noble.
Yep, and the input selection is video, DVD, video, and then browse. We're gonna play. We're just gonna play it.
Just do what you can do.
So 114.
Take care of it.
Thank you. Bye. Okay, so while we wait for the pairings and everything like that, we're going to play one of our old BTV newscasts, and we will be right back. When we start, we'll be right back.
play the joke of the day. Everybody likes jokes of the day.
As long as it's not the joke of the day that I was on.
I don't know. It's from 114, so it could be.
Was it inappropriate?
Yeah.
Because I didn't feel good the day before, so when Cooper said the fake joke, I looked at him and I realized I didn't know how to fake laugh. So I just made this really loud noise.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
It's really 15 seconds long.
I mean, it did make me start actually laughing.
Yeah,
So
no,
what are
that's
we
not
waiting
the
for
right
right
one. Waiting for the pairings. Oh, actually, we're back, so works.
Well, this would be.
We apologize. We are back, and looks like we're wrestling East Noble.
That's right. DeKalb versus East Noble.
So,
I'm going to pull up some rosters to see who wrestled who.
You had an input of an old BTV. 20 minutes long. We ran out of things to talk about. And had to go breaks because they're taking like 20-minute breaks in between. See if they do.
Looks like we have Johnny Slavin versus Gunnar Smithson.
okay. Which one's from DeKalb?
Johnny Slavin is from DeKalb.
Do you know what grade by chance?
I don't. I would assume he's a freshman.
Yeah.
Look, we have the whole BTV crew up here now.
Yeah.
Look at that. It quickly turned into the whole crew.
Well, they're going to do gymnastics at the CCC.
Well, that sounds fun.
It does sound like fun.
I've always wanted to jump into that foam pit.
You never jumped in the foam pit at like Sky Zone?
Nope.
It's a lot of fun.
I've never been to Sky Zone.
We gotta go to
I feel
Sky
like we should
Zone,
go to Sky
Baker.
Zone. We should.
Let's go to Sky Zone.
Yeah.
We're taking the whole BTV crew and we're going to Sky Zone.
There we go. Perfect. It's
already planned out.
It's been said. The Slavin is down 3-0 right now.
So, back to the match. Slavin's going to try not to get pinned here. His opponent's trying to roll him over to his back, but was not very successful. At 11, 10, 9. So really, if he can just hang on to this quarter,
Yep, he just
or this period ends.
Yeah, he needs to not give up any more points and he does not get pinned. And there we go.
So is that Brady that just walked on the mat?
That is.
Is he allowed to walk on the mat like that during a match?
He is. He is the towel. So we have two scoreboards going, so it's a little difficult sometimes when
to know who's which scoreboard's done for that period.
Yeah, so he is the towel man. Sometimes you'll have the some of the towel people will actually throw the towels at the refs. And then some like to just go out and smack them with the towel.
Okay, I was just curious. I didn't know if he was just allowed to walk on like that.
Yeah, typically you're not, but when you're doing, when you're working the towel position, it's one of the only times you're ever allowed to walk on the mat, and as they go out of bounds.
During a live match.
Yeah.
Unless it's like an injury or something.
So Johnny's trying to wrestle back from a
pretty big deficit.
pretty big deficit, down by 7.
So.
And there's a 3-point takedown for Smithson. Let's make it 10-0. Johnny needs to work to get an escape.
Got a little over a minute, so he's got plenty of time, but he's kind of running out of time.
Yeah, he's going to have to wrestle tough.
Take any shot he gets.
Yep, definitely wrestle back to his feet, get an escape, then,
Try to get a takedown or pin.
Takedown. Like the famous coach Gabriel Teeter says, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That is true.
That is DeKalb assistant.
How many times how many points does it take for you to just get pointed out?
15. Much? So he's 1 point away.
I knew there was like a mercy rule, but I wasn't sure how many.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's going to end it. It's either going to be a pin or a tech fall.
Or it's going out of the period, actually.
Well, because what will happen is he has secured the points. So yeah, so there's the pin. If the period had if the time had expired, he would have been awarded the points and it would have ended the match.
Okay.
Next up, we have Donnie Hines from East Noble taking on Wyatt High from DeKalb. So Wyatt High from DeKalb and Johnny Hines from East Noble.
Who do we have from DeKalb again?
Wyatt High.
Wyatt High. Another freshman, I'm guessing?
Yeah. Ooh, Wyatt needs to really work on his position there, but he gives up a 3-point takedown. Wyatt needs to wrestle his way back up to his feet and get an escape.
Did he get called for stalling here? Because he's kind of just laying there. He's not really doing
Yeah,
much.
actually, so it happens a lot. If the bottom man is not working to improve their position, they will get hit with stalling.
I would say he kind of is just laying there. He's not really trying to make a move or anything.
Yeah, you have to be trying to get an escape, get a reversal.
Get back to your feet just in general.
Yeah, if you're just laying there, you're going to get hit with stalling. Or you're going to get pinned, because it's very easy to pin somebody. If
When they're kind of not really doing much.
Yeah, now, people who are, purposefully being stiff as a board, it's tough to turn them over, but...
Then they get hit with stalling.
Yep. And he's going to switch over to a half. It's one of the most used pinning techniques ever.
And he got it.
It's tried and true. So there is the pinfall with the half Nelson. So DeKalb is 0-2 against East Noble tonight.
Yeah. Is it common for wrestlers to wear mouth guards?
Yeah, if you have braces, you have to. It's a rule.
Okay, so I'm guessing you must have braces.
Yep. Next up, we will have Will Park. I think Rourke, maybe. I don't know. What does that look like? Is that Barker? What is it? Barkey? What is that?
Break.
Yeah. Anyway, take on Ian Anderson from DeKalb. Listen, guys.
We're trying.
I'm getting old here. I got a new glasses prescription.
They look great on you.
Well, these aren't my new ones. I don't have my new ones yet, so that might be why I can't read that writing. So, yeah. Anderson has the takedown. He's up 3-0. Oh, nice move.
No kidding.
By the East Noble Mystery Man. His name's kind of mixed together. But Anderson with the takedown. Look at that.
There's another 3.
6-1. And a pinfall over on mat 2. I think Anderson was a 5th placer.
It's conference?
At JV State.
Oh, really? He's a senior too, isn't he?
No, I believe his brother is. He's only a sophomore.
I'm thinking of his brother then, probably. Does his brother wrestle also?
He does.
That's what I'm thinking of. I thought Anderson sounded familiar. I'm like, I thought he was on varsity.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that'd be the older brother.
What's his older brother's name again? You remember? Isaac?
Isaac, yes.
Isaac Anderson.
I know there's Ian, Isaac, I think there's an Isaiah. I guess what the oldest brother's name is. He wrestled for a minute. That was a long time ago, though.
That was probably before I got in high school.
That was a long time ago. I think that was still back when we had Coach Gaff.
How long has it been since Coach Gaff coached?
I think this is his 3rd year away.
Really? I like Coach Gaff.
Yeah.
He's a good football coach, good teacher, good guy, too.
Yeah, he was a good wrestling coach, but, sometimes when you're coaching year-round, you got to give something up. And
well, I think once either he found out he's going to have kids or his kids were born.
Yeah, I know, knowing the schedule, it would be very difficult to, coach with having children. Because, I know how much time these guys, obviously I know how much time these coaches spend on the sport. I mean, you're 4 hours a night, 5 days a week. There's 20 hours, and then, 12 to 15 hours on the weekend. It's a full-time job in itself.
Yeah, plus adding coaching on top, plus adding coaching football, which is pretty much an all-year-round sport too.
Yep.
And then teaching, and then trying to spend time with your family.
Yeah. So it's a lot. Like you miss a lot.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. Ref kind of blocking our view here.
Yep, I can't really tell what's going on. Well, we have a tilt coming.
Anderson's going for the pin. Doesn't get it.
He's going to reset back behind.
And they're going to be called out of bounds.
It's a nice reset to get your reset in the middle of the mat.
Got any exciting plans besides regionals this weekend?
Ooh, I really want to go. I haven't been to the movies in a while. Maybe I'll see what good movies are out and maybe go to a movie.
There you go. Not a bad idea.
I mean, I could definitely go for some Buffalo Wild Wings, as it's one of my favorite places in Auburn.
I don't blame you. Do you hear what's coming to Auburn? 2 restaurants coming to Auburn.
What are we getting? I know we're getting a Sonic. Is that
We're getting a Sonic, and we're getting a Smoothie King.
Oh, okay.
Never had a Smoothie King?
I have. I'm not a smoothie guy. Like,
Not a smoothie guy? They do have bowls. They have like acai bowls.
What's that?
It's like pretty much they take a smoothie and just make it a little thicker, and that's their base, and you can have like fruit and nuts and like dressings on top. It's kind of like a yogurt bowl, but it's like a smoothie bowl.
You know what I really miss is the bowls.
I remember bowls.
Dairy
Queen's open now.
Dairy Queen's back open. I do miss Steak and Shake.
Oh, my Steak and Shake.
Oh, man. Frozen. We need a Froyo place back.
There we go, Baker. Let's open a Froyo place.
I think that's Norwell and Belmont.
There we go, Baker. We got a new business idea. We're opening a frozen Froyo place.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll go well. I mean, no, that's probably why the other one closed. I'm sure they were doing great.
It was because my sister worked for him. It was conflict, like they kind of had a divorce and they both owned the business.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that kind of whole thing. I don't know much about it, but that was what I was told. Why they closed and that kind of whole thing. And between both of them, they didn't want to work together in a business anymore, and then they couldn't. Neither of them, like, separately could support it by themselves. So they decided to close it in general.
Yep.
It was a good idea, but
yeah, it was delicious.
It was really good.
So, like,
it's been a minute since I've had anything like that.
So how similar is a smoothie bowl? As Anderson is winning 13-2. I know we kind of got off task here. Anderson's doing really well. It's up 13-2. But yeah, what's the difference between them?
I had them a few times. They're not bad. They're really good. There's not much difference. It's just with an acai bowl compared to like what a bowl you would get at like Bowls when they were open. Bowls would have more like sweet treat toppings. Where acai bowls is more like fruit and like you can get peanut butter like on top and stuff like that. So it's like a little bit more healthy rather than being a little bit of a dessert. I mean, some people still consider it desserts, but
hey, Anderson wins by tech fall on Mat 1.
Yeah, he does.
I guess that's really Mat 3 if you look at the tape, but it's Mat 1 tonight. The tape says 3, but we're gonna call it Mat 1.
Yep. I mean, it's really good. It's not super expensive, but
we'll have to try it out.
It's going right next to where that donut and chicken place was.
Oh man, I miss it so much.
I've never went there. I heard it was halfway decent, but it was expensive.
Good. It was kind of expensive, but it was so good at the same time. All right, we have Nick Rex from East Noble taking on Gage Williamson. Somebody's at my front door.
Who is it?
I have no idea.
That is not a good sign. Williamson looks for a quick pin here.
Williamson, nice takedown, nice cradle,
Got
nice
the
pin.
Took
Woo, look at that.
less than. It took him 29 seconds.
29 seconds. Williamson comes storming in. He says, you know what, we're going to make this a quick match. Comes out, gets a pin. Nice job.
Yeah, no kidding.
Who is up next? We got James Cougar and Jacob Harchman from DeKalb.
Okay. So got Harchman and Cougar. Kind of taking it up in neutral position here. Start off the match. Nobody's really taking a shot.
You know, sometimes, there's two types of wrestlers. There's the one that's going to take a while to take a shot. Actually, there's three. There's ones that are never going to take a shot. Ones that are going to try to feel it out first. And then there's the ones that are just going to come out and do things. Nice takedown.
Williamson gets a Hartman gets a takedown. Hartman gets a takedown. For DeKalb take a 3-0 lead. And he's trying to flip him over. He's looking for the pin.
He is. He's to get that half in. There it is, back of the head. Palm of the back of the head and drive it over.
And
there it is.
So as Hartman beats Cougar from East Noble. And looks next like we'll have Josiah again.
Yep, we're going to have from East Noble, Dallas. I don't want to try that last name. Just Dallas. We're going to call him Dallas.
Yep, we're going to call him Dallas.
Dallas against Josiah Alvarez. I don't know if that was misspelled or what. That looked interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Never seen that last name before. Fatchlin, maybe? Fatchling.
Okay. Well,
not for sure.
Yeah, we'll go with it. Oh, Alvarez on the sprawl. He's got a crossface. There he goes. He's getting his 3-point takedown. Nice job. If anybody cares, Plinko has come back on Monopoly Go. Alvarez with that cradle. Man, he came out and said, "We gonna go out for a quick pin today." Oh, look at that! Oh!
He's trying to get the pin here. Alvarez making
This
sure
is
he keeps
really.
I'm surprised he didn't call out of bounds there.
You have to have one supporting point inbounds.
But none of them had.
As long as anything is touching inbounds, you're inbounds.
Nothing was in bounds. They were all out of bounds.
His hip was in bounds.
Was it?
Do we have Micah Yoder coming up? That is the question. The real question is who's up. And that is the son of the dad of all dad jokes. Micah Yoder is up.
From DeKalb?
Yes, from DeKalb. Micah Yoder's dad is the
King of Dad Jokes?
King of Dad Jokes. Also, one of the best 5th grade teachers you'll ever meet.
Where's he teach at?
Country Meadow.
Country Meadow? Never met him because I didn't go to Country Meadow.
All right, Micah looking to finish that shot. What he's using to pull it in, he's to drive forward. Just keep that leg, there we go. Nice, switch all to a double. Get that head out, Okay, reset, take him back down. That's all you need to do, Micah. Man, Micah coming out good in this match.
Trying to get that leg, got the leg.
Oh!
He's got to worry about not getting pinned here.
He needs to wrestle back over, he needs to get it to his stomach.
There you go, you got it.
Yep, that was,
awarded 7 points there.
Yep, takedown and 4 near fall. 3-point takedown, 4-point near fall.
He went from one of the best positions to one of the worst positions.
Yeah, that was one of the that's an interesting change of events there. If you and he's gonna get there's a locked hands.
What's that mean?
Okay, so when you are in the top position, you cannot you cannot touch your hands unless you are in a pinning combination. You have to keep your hands apart. You can touch their hands, but you cannot touch your hands. That is a 1-point penalty point. So it'll be 7-1.
So he's going to take defense here, correct?
Well, yeah, because Micah never got the escape. Now he got the escape, so it's 7-2. So Micah needs to work for that takedown. He was doing really well earlier.
Takes a shot here.
Yeah, he needs to set it up a little better, but that will come with time. Micah's a freshman, and he needs to get off his knees. He needs to drive forward.
What in the world is going on here?
There you go. Yep. He's in a good spot. He's popped that head out, half it. Yep.
There you go.
Nice 3-point takedown to make it 7-5. Now he's going to look for a turn. Wow, this Dallas fella, has some balance and flexibility.
No kidding.
So it's 8-5 as we end the first period. So Micah's not out of it. He's not in the greatest position, not in a bad position.
He went up pretty quickly though.
Yeah.
What's it being called?
So we're going to go neutral up here.
So back to what we started.
Back to neutral. So takedowns are live.
Is it hard doing dual meets and not knowing if the ref is blowing a whistle at you or somebody else?
You like how it's spread out. You can't even tell.
He's got the leg there.
Yep, he needs to kick that leg down. Yep, now he's going to follow it. Oh, wow. What a move.
No kidding. He broke away from her.
Yeah, this guy's good.
For a JV wrestler, he's really good.
They're quick, and they're both doing pretty well tonight. But Micah gets a takedown. Let's get tie things up. 8-8.
This is a pretty good match between the two. I'll give
It
him
is.
that.
This is a really good match. Oh, Micah, you just need to let him. Yep, so it's 9-8 now. Micah's down 1. Micah needs to put pressure on the head there. He's going to go to a front head position.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's fine as long as he keeps that leg and doesn't stop moving.
No, I went like this. I don't know what's happening here.
Well, yeah, so Micah right now, he has the leg, so he's still in a good position. He needs to really just not do that. You never reach back. He needs to rotate and turn towards the wrestler. Turns Dallas. Now he needs to keep him in bounds. And they're going to be out of bounds, and it's still going to be neutral. She might be able to get Mr. Bolds.
That's why I just told her.
All right, and we got 10 seconds left. Micah looking to get a takedown to take the lead before the end of the second period. Oh, and the lat drop right at the end. And we're going to have a 3-point takedown.
He was saved there.
And 2, yeah, he was. That was a great lat drop from the East Noble wrestler. So that's going to make it 14-8 after that lat drop. And he's going to choose down. Micah needs to keep moving. Micah needs to get to his base. Needs to work away from him. Wow.
So why are they telling him to sit down?
Because if he can sit Micah to his back, he's going to have him pinned in this scramble position. There you go. Micah's doing a good job.
Is there counting for an escape?
Yeah. Problem is Micah's now down by 10 points. I guess 9.
So he kind of just at this point needs a pin.
Yeah. And
Mr. Bowles, standing over the black shirt.
Yeah, so looks like the down position is not going to be very favorable to Micah now, as he is now down
11.
Yeah. And he's looking at being very close to being turned again. So there's more points. And that's going to end the match regardless. a pin or a tech fall because the points have been awarded. And that's going to be the
tech fall.
Yep, that's the tech fall.
So
24-8 tech fall. That was a really good match, you know.
It was. It was back and forth the entire way.
But having that 4-point near fall shows you how quick you can run. You can score.
Mm-hmm. So we have
looks
something
like
Anderson.
Maddox Kirkpatrick.
Maddox Kirkpatrick.
Yep. I believe he placed third or fourth. I think he placed fourth at JV State last week.
Okay. Good for him.
Yeah.
Missing his sophomore or junior.
I think he's a freshman.
Really?
Yeah, he's definitely a freshman. He went for a bulldog there. Now, bulldog is very. It's a move you learn while you're very young in wrestling. Mm-hmm. It can score you a lot of points. The downside to it is there's also a lot of ways to
get pinned.
Well, to defend it, yeah. So you can you get to be smart while using it, but you know he's not doing too bad. He's keeping off his back, and he got his 3-point takedown. It's 3-0. Kirkpatrick has the lead. Oh man, there we go. He needs to get over. He needs to drive it right over the head. He needs to drive diagonal over the wrestler from East Noble.
Got about 10 seconds.
Yep.
And he's trying to. He almost got him flipped.
Yeah, that's one of the few moves that you can actually get away with just forcing it as hard as you can. Because really, there's not. I mean, if they have really good hips, like their hips are very like athletic and balanced, mm-hmm. then they can reverse you. But otherwise, if you just drive it hard, you really don't have a whole lot to worry about.
Yeah. So he's going to take the defensive position here.
That's right. The problem, though, with picking defense these days is you better get up. If you're going to pick down, you need to score.
Quick.
And you need to not give up scores. I don't know, they stopped for blood. That was actually a really helpful blood time.
He just went up there maybe a couple minutes ago with Bull. He just took Bulls and went up the bleachers right there. So
yeah, really.
If you hurry, you can catch him.
Really helpful blood time there, as that could have
Guessing for his room. I don't know.
Resulted in points.
So it looks like they're cleaning the mat here.
Yep, gotta get that blood off the
nosebleed.
Yep. Oh man, what a day! What a day! What a great day here at DeKalb Central Schools.
Oh yeah, had a busy day, and I got a busy day tomorrow too.
Me too. Tomorrow, we start at our school. We're gonna be doing I Learn checkpoints.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
Oh, you know.
Tomorrow, I got golf practice at 6 in the morning.
6 a.m.
Yep, and then
I got the course or in the
gym. This is the costume. And then I gotta go to work at 7:30 before school.
Because I have late arrival. Bring like a spotlight with you. And
yeah,
just like glow in the dark golf balls. That'd be cool.
I've always wanted to play night golf, but there's no courses around here.
Does Huntington close?
Yeah, Huntington closed. There's no course around here anymore.
The only night golfing I've ever done was Top Golf.
That is fun. I love Top Golf. But I got to work, and then I come here, go to school, and then I got to work then we're going to go to the swim meet and film the swim meet.
Sounds fun.
We got the basketball. So we have the swim meet, which will not be live tomorrow because we're just going to take a camera and a tripod. We will have the girls' basketball game Friday.
Yeah, Patrick needs to clear his right leg. There we go. Now he should be able to get some points. Well, he's got to settle back. He's got to really watch his weight. And instead of, needs to...
Because if he gets too far forward with his weight, he can easily be flipped on his back.
Yeah, he's not really in the best position. He needs to actually take him over instead of trying to drive like that because he's not going to turn him like that. There you go. He readjusted his weight. There you go.
Pin.
Yep, that's all you got to. So yeah, if you notice, if for viewers at home, he brought his weight back, put his head in the side, and then drove him over. So he really adjusted that weight because the way he was, I mean, he was like he had his waistline was on his opponent's far shoulder. That guy just had to arch and roll.
Yeah. So looks like we got
like Archer Benke coming up for DeKalb.
It's a long JV match.
There's a couple more. There's
Really?
one more after this.
Okay.
Marcus Mortot.
Looks like Marcus Mortot versus Archer Benke.
This is always a tough match, you know, that you're gonna see with Archer. He's got he's wrestling a very tall wrestler right now.
Yeah, he is. I can tell he's got really long arms, really long legs.
Yeah. Usually though, your taller guys aren't very strong, but they're very lengthy and can cradle you out of anywhere. So Archer's gonna have to wrestle with his head up. And he gives up the 3-point takedown there. You really do not want to be in the bottom position against a tall wrestler. Because you are just basically, you know, always a second away from being cradled.
And he's going for the cradle, isn't he?
Yeah. Looks like he's going for, right now, he's got a cross. Yeah, trying to. Archer's wrestling really tough. Switching off to some wings and wrist. That's also a tough one. Double wing. This one is tough. That is another problem of wrestling a very tall wrestler. That is not a fun position to be in.
That looks painful.
Oh, it is.
Archer's no, he got pinned.
Yeah, that's one of those. It's kind of like a mercy pin there, like.
It's how long are you willing to keep this?
Yeah, I mean, because I wouldn't really say like maybe he wasn't pinned, but like that was not a very.
Yeah, I don't think he looked pinned really, but.
Well, so you have that squarish rectangle, depends on the build of your back, and if any part of that is flat across the line, you are pinned. So there are times where people don't look pinned, but they can actually be pinned. But that was one where that was just not a fun situation to be in.
It's really just, can you fight out of it quick, and how long are you willing to withstand the pain?
Yeah. And this one is Kyler Hudson from East Noble taking on George Vizcaino from DeKalb.
Yeah. Have you ever seen somebody injured in that position? Because that looks like it takes a lot of wear and tear on your shoulders.
Oh, yeah. That's, shoulders get hurt a lot in wrestling.
So that looked like you could tear something in your shoulder, pop it out of socket really easy.
Shoulders, elbows, those positions. Yeah, it's, I still have, to this day, a bad shoulder from wrestling.
Really?
But, so, yeah, no, they're...
You got 4-point near fall, takedown, and then he had 2 points for, I'm not quite for sure.
I think he had another quick near fall, too. The problem with wrestling is, it's very taxing on your body. Anyone who wrestled for more than a couple of years is going to have some... You're going to have probably some aches and pains throughout your time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just like if you're playing football or anything else.
Yeah.
Just different.
I mean, I played football for 13 years, 12 years before I quit due to concussions. I mean, because of it, I had 8 concussions. I have terrible knees. One of my knees goes down and it's kind of sideways. Yep.
George's fighting off his back now, and that is a pin. So that's going to end the DeKalb versus East Noble matchup. So it looks like we're going to have Norwell next, which Norwell looks like they brought about 5 kids. So just a few more matches tonight. What time do we got? I almost grabbed that person's phone. That's not my phone. This is my
Tucker's phone.
That's Tucker's phone. It's 6:46.
So, I'm not for sure. We're gonna wait here in a minute or two and see if they're just gonna go straight into it.
I would assume they're gonna have to pair up.
So they're gonna take a little bit.
Yeah, I would assume we probably got 5-10 minutes.
All right, what we're gonna do is we're going to send it over to a poetry perch. It's one of our old segments that was played. I'm not. Maybe. There we go. So we're gonna send it over to that, and we'll be back when they get the pairings ready.
Admission is free.
So pay at the door
Pull up a chair
and sit on the floor.
and welcome to Poetry Perch.
So, how's it like to be on the show?
It's great. It's been 2 years since I came up with the ideas for the entire thing, and I'm really excited to finally be a part of it now.
All right, to introduce my co-host, this is Destiny Gilbert. She has helped me plan for this for multiple years, and this is the first time she's actually been able to be in front of the camera. So,
Hello, everybody.
what's the topic for today?
Our topic is plants and their symbolism within poetry.
All right. First, any preconceived notions you have about plants that you think might show up in this?
I do know that a lot of times people use plants to represent growth, like have it be within the mind, body, or soul. So I'm imagining we'll see a lot of that.
And I'm imagining it similar to how Gaia is portrayed, the earth and nature.
Right.
Let's see who is right. First up, we have the first poem read by Leah Samuelson.
This is Mighty Oak by Kathy J. Parenteau. Stand tall, a mighty oak, for all the world to see. Your strength and undying beauty forever amazes me. The storm clouds hover above you, your branches span the sky. In search of the radiant sunlight you count on to survive. When the winds are high and restless and you lose a limb or two, it only makes you stronger. We could learn so much from you. Though generations have come and gone and brought about such change, quietly you watch them all, yet still remain the same. I only pray God gives to me the strength He's given to you to face each day with hope, whether skies are black or blue. Life on earth is truly a gift, every moment we must treasure. It's the simple things we take for granted that become our ultimate pleasures.
Thank you, Leah, for that beautiful poem and beautiful reading. What did you think about it personally?
I really liked it. I liked how it had this whole idea of looking up to this tree as a symbol of purity and the ultimate end goal of growth.
It was a beautiful poem, I will have to say.
It's
I
very
really did like it. I love how it portrayed the tree as a strong, hardy, but also beautiful thing to strive to be, instead of just... Typically, trees aren't seen as beautiful in the normal sense, and it's not often talked about, I've seen. But it's such a simple but sweet poem, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I really like the connection that the author seems to have with Mother Nature, and that's something that I also want to get into. Like when I'm older, I want to start hiking, and I feel like that would be my way of reconnecting with nature.
It does seem to have a very nature-centric idea to it. Even if not direct, it seems implied, and it's honestly one of my new favorite poems.
Right.
I really like it. All right, on to our second one, which is The Rose, and it's read by Faith Quaintance.
The Rose by Billy Joe. The sun went away, the sky went black. Up came the wind, I fell on my back. It started to rain, I began to sink. Then I lifted my head and took a drink. I perked myself up and said, please don't cry, and wiped off my petals until they were dry. The clouds soon parted, and out came the sun. The beauty in me has only begun.
Now, I don't know about you, but I felt that that was a beautiful poem about self-care.
I did too. I really liked how it made self-care seem more of
A beautiful thing.
Like a beautiful thing instead of like this daunting task that everybody who wants to, stay healthy has to like overcome.
And it doesn't have to be so arduous like how, for example, all of those diet fads and everything where it's like, take better care of yourself, you have to do all these steps. This one was just real simple and
It
beautiful.
feels almost like you're being a mother to yourself, like a loving mother to yourself.
It's
Like a gardener to a plant.
fair enough. I really did like that one. It was short, but once again, cute.
Yeah.
And now another one about roses, A Thorny Rose, read by our own Mr. Jed Friels.
A Thorny Rose, written by Kirsten D. Warfield. Our life is like a thorny rose, not perfect, but always beautiful. The thorns represent the hardships in our lives. The delicate red petals represent the fun, beautiful things in our lives. As a young rose, the petals hugging around the seed are the family and friends who protect love and care for us.
Personally, that one, I like all these poems, then again, I did choose most of them. I loved how it was, once again, beauty and the imperfect, it seemed. Kind of like how the rose was seen as something to achieve to be the pinnacle of beauty, and how in both of these poems, the roses needed care.
Right, yes. This one, I agree with you, the beauty and the imperfect, because a lot of the times people, they don't really see the best in themselves, and it's good to have a little reminder, like especially from this poem, it tells you straight up, it doesn't matter what your imperfections are, that's part of what makes you beautiful. Just like most plants, like hybrid plants, some people see them as imperfect, but that's exactly why they're so beautiful.
As someone who's personally struggled with mental health at some points in my life, I love how these don't villainize it like sometimes it happens.
Right, yes, I love that.
It's seen as something good, but something that needs work on, and I love that about that. I love how this one was more about coming out victorious thanks to your support, be it family, friends.
Right, like every plant needs its water.
Every person needs their support structure.
Exactly.
All right, up next we have another one read by the lovely Faith Quaintance, Peace Lilies.
I'm Faith Quaintance, and I'll be reading Peace Lilies by Kathy Smith Bowers. I collect them now, it seems, like seashells or old thimbles. One for father, one for mother, two for my sweet brothers. Odd how little they require of me, unlike the ones they were sent in memory. No sudden shrilling of the phone, no harried midnight flights, only a little water now and then, scant food and light. See how I've brought them all together here in this shaded space beyond the stairs. Even when they thirst, they summon me with nothing, more than a soft, indifferent furling of their leaves.
That was a bit of an odd poem, but I liked it.
Me too.
Reminded me of my granny's garden.
Oh my gosh.
It's now overrun with lily of the valley, but yeah, you can't get rid of those things when you try. I've tried. Back to the poem about peace lilies instead. In their name, they're known for peace and calmness. Pretty much what's on the tin.
Yeah, I feel like it brings me back to my great-grandma's house down in Virginia. And there's this huge cherry blossom tree out in the front yard, and every time I would visit in the spring, it would be in full blossom. It would be raining cherry petals.
That sounds honestly quite beautiful.
And it's the most serene and peaceful place I have ever been in. And like that connection with nature, that's why it's so important to me, is because I've had those moments in my life where nature was a core piece of that memory.
I get that. I love how this also is able to be happy while alone-ish. You don't have to have everyone there all the time, and this poem kind of talks about that. You can still live your life, be happy, and still love being with people, but still be mostly alone.
Right.
I think that's...
Norwell, right?
Yep, so this is going to be DeKalb versus Norwell. Third and final matchup of the night. This one will be the quickest.
Because they only have 5 players.
Yeah, looks like they got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possible matches. We'll see how we match up with them to see if we even get.
Could only get 4 or a couple.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with our audio tonight. We keep cutting in and out.
I know. I don't know what's going on. I was wondering if you could still hear me or not.
Yeah, I can hear you in one ear for sure.
I know. I can hear you in one ear for sure.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. You cut into the second ear a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna pull him in bounds, keep that cradle, get him turned, and let's get a fall. Look at that.
He's trying.
There we go. Oh, look for a leg cradle possibly. Oh, and see, leg cradle. Leg cradle is a pretty cool move, but you don't see it very often because it is very tough. Very tough move to hit.
Yeah, it looked like it.
So yeah, 3-0 though as we start the first period. And I believe, let me go back to the roster.
I'm not sure who this is. Pulling back in bounds.
You got 42 seconds. You got time.
He's going for that cradle. He's almost got it. He's got to maybe adjust a little bit and try to flip him. That's exactly what he's going to try to do.
Is this Gage Williamson maybe?
It might be. I'm not quite for sure.
Yep, it is Gage. Okay.
And then we got, looks like Josiah up next. He's going for a leg cradle, right?
Nope, he is. That's just a half.
Half Nelson.
Yeah, he had legs in though, so he was riding legs and ran a half. So it should be, I believe, 7-0 going into the second period. Start the second period, and Gage is wrestling pretty tough on top.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's got, and he's he's putting his opponent in danger a lot.
What do you mean?
Well, when you put them towards their back and they start giving up, when the ref starts counting, you're in trouble. That's when you start getting near fall. It's a lot of points. Gage needs to not sit on that hip, though. I understand what he's trying to do, but really you want to not do that.
What happens if he does sit on that hip? Almost had it there for a second.
Yeah, he needs to look at a half, maybe that. Yeah, leaves a half right there. He needs to do a half.
What was the whistle for there?
I think that was the whistle over on the
far side.
far side.
Oh, he almost had him there. I thought he had him there for a second.
Yeah, it was a little loose on the leg cradle.
Yeah.
There's an escape. This made it 9-1.
And he's... How's that not pinned?
Oh, he's bridging on his head.
Yeah, but like there for a second, I thought he was pinned.
He's close to being pinned.
He's very close to being pinned.
What you got to do is you got to scoop that head just like that, and that's going to make it easier. There we go. 1 second to go. Look at that.
There we go. Good job.
Let's go bring up Josiah Alvarez.
Yeah. You fish at all, Baker?
I do.
Did you hear the new? This is a couple weeks ago. We had it on BTV. I don't know if you watched it, but a new law is trying to be passed where you can no longer use cast nets to catch minnows. You have to catch them by hook.
Well,
which I mean, I've tried. It's extremely hard.
Well, you know, fishing's not meant to be easy. I mean, I'm sure there's a reason they're trying to pass that. There's probably, you know, people are
doing it.
I'll continue to use the worm. I use a worm.
I've used a minnow a few times. I mean, it's not bad if you're like on a bigger lake.
Yeah.
But, like if you're going to like your just local pond or community pond, worms work the best. In my opinion, personally.
Yeah. Never used the minnow, so I do have a canoe. All right, so Almaraz, he's down early. He's gave up a 3-point takedown, and he needs to get away from the wrestler.
Is this a bad position for the Knoll wrestler to be in?
Well,
'Cause he's on his side, and he could be very easily be flipped on his back.
Yes, and that's very. I mean, and as
There's
we
a
just saw,
reversal,
there's
right?
a reversal. It was a good position until he basically went.
He gave up the 2 points instead of getting pinned.
Well, he was just chilling and sitting there.
Yeah.
He wasn't trying to improve his position at all. So Josiah's like, "Oh, I'm just going to move my hips over and get a reversal." So it's 3-2.
What is Josiah trying to do here? He's got the leg hooked. He's got the head sort of hooked.
He needs to cross-face the wrestler, point the wrestler's head towards the ref right now, and kick his left leg free of. Right now the wrestler has it hooked. This is to clear up that leg. So Josiah, good job getting a 2-on-1. So 2 of his hands on the wrist, and
the end of the period.
Yeah, so that's going to end the first. Josiah's down 3-2. He's still in a good position.
Yeah.
Still in a good spot.
Starting off neutral here. Nobody's really done anything significant. Josiah tries to take a shot. He's able to get top.
Yeah, so Josiah, like, he needs to keep a hard crossface. So he needs to almost reset. There he goes. He gets a takedown. Now he needs to look for a turn. He needs to turn the wrestler over and expose his back to the mat.
He's trying here.
And a kind of a roll there, gets the reversal, so that's going to tie it up with 40 seconds to go here in the second period. So Josiah needs to score. Right now he needs to break that grip on that cradle.
Oh, there you go. He's looking for the pin here.
Yeah, he's going to get the reversal. He's going to get some near fall. He might get the pin with 10 seconds to go.
He's almost there. He's right there. Pin.
And he got it with 6 seconds to go. So Josiah gets the pin, And I think this might be his last match of the year.
Really?
So, being a senior, that would be a awesome feeling coming out and going 3-0.
Nice way to go out, going out on a win. We'll have Maddox. What's his last name again? Kirkpatrick. I believe this is our last match of the night. Maybe not.
We may have a heavier matchup. I don't know. What do we have?
I'm trying to figure out who's going to rest heavyweight.
Or at least...
He might have to put his gear on to go out for forfeit.
Well, they're not going to really do a forfeit here in JV, but I don't know that DeKalb has anyone big enough
to be close enough to the weight class.
I would assume that's probably at least 195, I don't know.
Has Archer wrestled yet?
Maybe, yeah, I don't know what Archer wrestles. Maybe Archer will wrestle again. Do we have anybody from DeKalb warming up down there?
Looks like Archer took off his hoodie.
Yep, so
grabbed his headgear.
Probably going to be Archer, and Maddox taking a
3-0 lead.
Needs to keep wrestling here. Maddox needs to work on getting a turn.
Looking for the turn, but he's not in the best position right now. Uh-oh. There you go. Nice move there by Maddox. Trying to get the pin here. He's getting close.
He needs to reach his left arm out as far as he can and start pulling himself towards the announcer table.
What was that for? There you go. You got the pin.
Yep.
Was that, what, a half Nelson?
It was a power half. If you heard the Norwell coaches yelling left hip down.
I did hear them.
That is not what you want to do when a leg rider has legs in.
Why?
And they have a power half, because you've essentially did the majority of his work for him by dropping your hip to the mat and opening your arm. And that's how we ended up in that position with the pin. So, yeah, as a coach, sometimes you think you see something, but you gotta be careful, because you can tell a kid to do something, it's going to get him pinned.
Yeah, so that was kind of on the coach here. Oh, wow. Look at Archer.
Archer coming out strong.
No kidding. He might just get a pin right off the bat here. And that head's still in, so he's still can technically bounce.
There it is.
And pinned.
That's the pin. And
that's a heavyweight, too, it looks like. Yep. Or not heavyweight, but a bigger guy.
Yeah.
Compared to Archer. At least it looks like it. We could be wrong.
Yeah, and then it looks like we're going to have our little 106s come up. Got George Vizcaino coming out for DeKalb.
This will be our last match, I believe. I don't think there's anybody left on Knoll to wrestle. So, and I believe this will be our last wrestling broadcast too.
Yeah, so
because we can't do sectional, we can't do regional, semi-state, or state.
Yeah, so it's gonna be it for the season for us. And I'm looking forward to some baseball. I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to help out with baseball because Story's gone.
Oh man, yeah. So try to get some baseball, maybe some softball.
Oh yeah, I love softball. I mean, I grew up around softball with my dad coaching and my sisters playing it. So
yeah, so we're definitely gonna do what we can to get some.
Thank you for supporting Unified Bowling, I think.
There we go. We're going to do what we can to get you guys some baseball, some softball, maybe some track, unified track, maybe some volleyball.
I thought volleyball was a...
Men's volleyball is a...
Oh, men's volleyball, yep.
Yeah, that would be neat. So
golf would be kind of hard to do.
Golf, I think we talked about trying to do golf.
It'd be more like you take a camera out, take a couple clips of people hitting shots or something like that. I don't think you could live stream it because you have to have a plug-in, you have to have internet, and you're constantly moving.
It'd be tough.
There you go, Baker. Go film some golf.
Yeah, I mean, I know a way that we could, but because you can get the Ryobi generators now are all battery powered, so they don't have any gas.
What about Ethernet? What about an internet cable?
You could
run a hotspot.
Yeah, you could get a mobile hotspot. One of those MiFi or whatever they have that the school has.
I think we have one of those too.
We might be able to make this work.
We could make this work. I'll talk to girls about it.
Yeah.
Sit on like the ninth tee.
Yeah.
Watch them all tee off. Be a lot of pressure though. Like hitting on the tour, you're in front of all cameras.
Yes. Oh, and that's going to be the match there. George gives up the takedown at the end, and that's going to be a tech fall. So that is going to end our coverage of wrestling this season. I know there's still a couple of basketball games left, but
yep, we got girls basketball coming up Friday night.
All right.
And if you're wanting to watch, our DeKalb Theater is hosting Hillbilly Hankering this weekend, Friday at 7:30. Saturday, hold on, let me ask Tucker real quick.
What's time still getting things? Friday 7:30, Saturday 11. Sundays 2. I thought it was 2.
It could be 2.
Okay.
It might be 7:30.
So it is Friday at 7:30, Saturday at 7:30, and Sunday he said it's going to be an early one, or it could be 7:30. So if you're looking, you can always buy the tickets here, or you can buy them online. I'm sure if you looked up DeKalb Theater, you could probably figure out how to buy them from there.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be, what I've heard, it's supposed to be a really, really good show. And then they're also bringing up, just before the school ends here in a little bit, is they're going to do one of their biggest plays yet in Music Man. So it's to have like crew, cast over 100 people, a lot of people, a lot of roles. Supposed to be a lot of fun.
That sounds fun.
It does. So if you're not doing anything this weekend or Friday night, come out and watch the DeKalb Theater production of Hillbilly Hankering. And Baker, is there anything you want to say about this wrestling season?
You know, it's just I'm glad we could bring you guys a few meets, and next year I know there's a lot more home meets, so we'll be spending a lot more time together next year. And just thanks for watching, and enjoy the early spring.
Yeah. This will be my last wrestling broadcast of DeKalb, so thanks for everyone for watching, and have a good night.